Hello guys and welcome back to another Rig Rundown episode. Now stick around to the end of the episode to find out how you can win your very own ultimate brake upgrade kit. We're here in Sydney, the cold Sydney. I'm in my Ugg boots, the Roxys, and we have something very different behind me. It's a Patrol. That's not different, but what is different is it is the second female ever to be on the Rig Rundown series. Let's get into it. Brie Voto, let's go. All right, so here we've got Bridget's Patrol. She's had this for a long time.
See, it happened!
Even I'm getting confused. Vicky, we'll call her Vicky this episode. Here we've got Vicky's Patrol. So Vicky's had this for a long time, but it's had a few rebuilds. So this is the latest and greatest stage.
It is.
Is it kind of finished?
Are they ever finished?
No.
No.
Well, let's have a look at what we've got so far. So what year is it?
It's a 2006.
2006 GU Series 3, would that be?
Yes.
Yeah, Series 3. All right, let's just go for it straight into it, full on walk around. The elephant in the room is the color. What's going on there?
So I recently had it wrapped on the Gold Coast by Squad Bespoke. It's called a metallic satin Kenyan copper.
Yeah.
I wanted something a bit different. It came out a little bit more orange than I anticipated, but that's because we put a PPF on top of it. Yeah. So it sort of deepened and sort of...
Mine did the same, eh? Because it was like, it comes out with its wrap, but then you put it's like a matte film, but it like dulls the color down. It looks sick in photos though. Yeah. That's the main thing, right? Instagram life?
Just for the gram.
All right, let's go for a walk around. Come on, Zach, let's get closer. Bull bar, what do we got?
All right, so this actually was sort of like a prototype by Southeast Queensland Fabrication, who makes like the Muzz bars that you typically see on the N70 Hilux.
Matt Baker copied you.
He copied me with everything. Everything you see on this car was on it first, and Matt seems to have it after. So it's got a Muzz bar on it. It was originally made for a Series 4 Patrol. Then we reshaped it to suit the Series 3 and just made some custom hoops. Yep. But it does the job and I'm stoked with it.
Yep, perfect. GM antenna, radio inside. What's the winch in there?
Broken.
There's broken winch. I've never heard of that one.
I have a drive tech, but on the recent trip, it died. It died.
All right, so it needs a new winch.
Yeah.
Spotties and lights, what do you got on here? There's one nicely tucked in there.
Yeah, so it's actually a light force bar. Just one of the light bars. I run the strikers up on the roof as well. I'm scared of the dark, so I need lots of lights.
There's a lot of light going on.
Yep.
These are factory, but
they're factory headlights, but when I wrapped the car, I got everything tinted on it, just to make it
bit of a blackout.
Bit nicer.
So we'll come around the side. Scrubs and that, they look like they've been used, which is good.
It is well used. I've used to repaint them to try and make it look nice, but I just run the look now. It is what it is, it's a used vehicle.
Every time you paint it, it gets scratched again. Snorkel, that's got no branding on it. Who made this one?
So it's actually from Outback Equipment. It's a tough terrain snorkel. Yep. They just sort of brought them out, so I'm sort of just trialing it. So far, so good.
Yeah, it's looking mint. What else? Were these part of the scrubs that got all made together? Or?
Yeah, so this was all made with the bull bar. I got everything made at once. I've got wider, I guess, scrubbies and side steps you'd say than typical, but that's because I use my vehicle and I sort of like them to be a bit wider to protect the vehicle when off-roading and stuff like that.
It's a step as well to get in because it's lifted. Anything else on here that, we've got the big old Scoopy boy. That's not factory.
Yeah, no, it's just a cross-country scoop. I haven't got the intercooler to match, so I cheaped out on that.
It just cools the engine down because it's a TD.
Yeah, I actually brought the car with that scoop and I've just liked it, so I've just left it and haven't changed it.
All right, we'll get into the engine bay in a second, but I think what we'll do now is we'll head to the back of the car. There's a pretty sweet canopy setup on this, so let's go take a look. Alrighty, tent and awning and canopy and tray and all the things. It looks great back here.
Yeah, it's been a work in progress. We're sort of getting to the end of this stage. So I just run the 23-0 Sabre rooftop tent with the 270 Falcon awning, which actually I've converted to a 180 because you convert it from a 270 to 180 so you can, enter in the rear of the rooftop.
Right, yeah. Well, is that something that's permanent or is it just the way it sets up?
It's just got a strap that they can put on it. So, if I want to enter from the side, because the Sabre you can enter rear and from the side, but I prefer to enter from the back of the vehicle. Yeah. So I've just converted the 270 to a 180, but I have the option to go back if I wanted to.
That's cool.
And then train canopy, it's a G-Works train canopy. It's full aluminium. It's been beaten on. I was a bit concerned actually because I used to run a steel tray, and this vehicle, I brought it to go wheeling. I wasn't really a tourer until like the last 6 months when I've got this canopy on and added all these things. But I'm pretty stoked with it.
Yeah, you're worried the alley's like a bit softer and it'll like have a few things, but it's good, it's strong.
It's strong, it is. Yeah, so it's this 2-meter tray with a 1600 canopy. The canopy is jack off as well, so I often do that, take the canopy off and this whole setup when I go wheeling to be a bit lighter and you know, less parts to damage.
Yep, and a couple of jerry holders on the back. Do you use like one as a bin, or do you actually put jerrys in there?
Yeah, look, I actually kind of regret getting 2 jerrys.
Yeah.
I never use them.
Yeah.
One is just to store coolant and the other one just becomes a bin.
Yeah.
So I could have got away with either like a ladder maybe, or just 2 spares.
Yep.
Probably shouldn't have gone with the jerrys, but they're still usable.
Yeah.
I just don't use them as much as I thought.
Sweet, so the 37s? Or
yes.
Yeah, 37 on the back. Max Tracks in the rear drawer. There's a rear drawer tucked under here.
Yeah,
What's
I've got a trundle drawer.
You just got a bit of...
It's normally got my recovery gear.
Yeah.
It is a sealed drawer, but all my dirty stuff I tend to just chuck in here.
Yeah.
I don't have the bin bag obviously because I've got my Max Tracks on here. So yeah, it's just kind of like throw all my dirty stuff in the trundle drawer. Or I can fit my canopy legs in here as well. So if I'm traveling and I want to have the legs to be able to remove it while on the road, I can fit my canopy legs in here.
Sweet. All right, let's look in the canopy. Oh, it's got these. I noticed a little water filler here. Has it got a water tank on board?
Yep, so I've got 60 litres of water. I've got a pump on this side that just activates, you know, obviously the water pump. So the passenger side of the vehicle is pretty much where I live out of when I'm camping. It's got my fridge, I've got my pantry and stuff here, drawer and table combo as well, and my EcoX Gear speaker, which seems to be the crowd favourite of the internal of the canopy.
I got one of those, flashy lights, all that good stuff, party mode.
Yep. So this living side, so I've got the 85 litre Bushman's upright fridge, just a drawer and table combo. I've also got the full 12 volt system, which we can probably get into later.
Super nice. Well, it's in here, so it's full red arc.
Yeah, so
Red Vision.
I got the Red Vision display screen, the vehicle management system, the Red Vision one, Manager 30, 2000 watt inverter, and 2 100 amp hour lithium batteries. Everything's red arc.
Yep. It's like literally the exact same as mine.
Yeah, it's a good setup.
And did G-Works do that, or who did the fit out?
So G-Works works with a company called 12 Australia. So this is called the Volt series. They have 3 different Volt series packages that you can put in train canopies. So yeah, they made the panel, and the Volt series did all the electrical side of things.
Yep. I noticed you got this as well. I got the same thing. It's a patrol thing, you know, when your car breaks down.
EPIRB.
The GME save your life soul thing.
You need it when
what do they call it? The personal locating beacon, PLB. It's kind of like hit the button, the choppers come and rescue you when you break down.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
It's fine, it's reliable, it's a TD. Should we go the other side?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
All right, so I guess this is more of my storage side.
Yep.
I've just got my 2 slimline drawers here with a face on top of it for storage, and then my drop down roof shelf as well.
What do you mean drop down?
It's like a drop down roof shelf.
Or like it comes down?
No, it's just what it's called.
Oh, okay, I was like, oh, that's flash. It comes down on struts. I need that, so you can stick chairs up there.
Yeah, so I typically put my like shoes or like bedding, like pillows and stuff like that you want to be kept clean and sort of out of the mess of the canopy. But yeah, no, it's pretty much just the storage side. Everything in here is actually removable. They got the uni struts on like the rear wall, the roof and the flooring, which everything is just completely bolted down. So if I ever need to empty it out or move stuff around, I can do that in the setup.
And then a bit more electrical, is that a solar input or an output?
It's an output, so obviously got outputs on each side, your cigarette sockets, Anderson plugs and stuff like that.
The solar will be fixed in, do you have any on the roof?
So
I think that might be up there.
Up the top there is the Anderson for the solar, for the 150 watt solar panel I've got on the roof. And then obviously this is just if I ever need to charge it, I can plug in my lead at home or whatever, but I never need to do that between.
So you have this set up for a while, eh? Like is there anything you would change on it?
Yeah, I love this setup, like I do. The only thing is I wish I probably went a smaller canopy. I use the space, but typically when you have so much space, you use it too much and then you go overweight and things like that. Plus just with how much I wheel the vehicle now with the touring setup on, I kind of wish I went more of like a 1200 to 1400 box. That way I can have the tray sides on the rear with just like more storage, just throw stuff like firewood and stuff like that. And then just having a smaller canopy so it's a bit lighter and I'm not so cautious when off-roading with such a big setup.
Makes a massive difference.
Otherwise I love it, but if I'd go back and do it again, I'd probably just go a bit of a smaller setup.
Yep, sweet. All right, let's jump inside the car and then we'll do engine bay. Whew. That's nice. All right, we're in here with short legs and everything. This can go back a little bit more.
A little bit.
Bridget has shorter legs, but Vicky's got slightly longer legs. There's a bit on in here. I can probably see a lot of what's going on, but run us through some of the stuff you've added.
All right, so pretty much first off is the seats. I've got the Schillman seats in it as well at the moment.
I've got the same ones.
Yep.
Mate, this is like the same car as me. I'm telling you. Everything.
You copy me.
You were first.
You have these seats
the wheels.
you've got in your car?
Yeah, true. They're your old ones, the bronze
Yeah,
wheels.
I've now changed them.
Same 12 volts, same seats, same radio.
All of it. Everyone's just
When's the Duramax coming?
I don't know, probably sooner rather than later, I'm going to say that. Yeah, anyway, I've got the Stillman seats, I've got the Polaris Max head unit, obviously my aftermarket gauges, I've got boost, water temp, oil pressure, and down here I've got a digital EGT gauge.
Yep.
Lockers, switches and that, because it's twin locked. Obviously my GME XRS up here with the roof console.
I don't have this, which is cool, roof console.
Or single cab, you kind of need...
Well, I do, but it's a shitty made one.
You need all the room.
Yeah, you do.
For storage.
Yeah, 100%.
Other than that, I've honestly kept the interior pretty simple.
Yeah.
I don't like to go sort of, you know, too aftermarket and put like digital things
Yeah.
in. I've sort of like, I bought this car because I like simple.
Yeah.
It's like TD, it's old mechanical, it's easy to fix. So I
Yeah.
don't like to add anything that's going to cause more headaches. So I try and keep it as simple as possible. Most luxurious thing is probably the head unit.
It's pretty flash, it's like a big iPad. Turbo timer as well.
Yeah, I've got the turbo
Which
timer.
kind of makes sense. I mean, it is turbo, but is it a bit of wank factor or do you actually use it?
I actually use it sometimes.
I kind of need it.
I
The Duramax needs to, because I turn my engine off and then if it's hot and if I start it again, the turbo's like freaking out. It doesn't boost because turbos need time to cool down. So
exactly, yeah. I don't use it that often, but if I'm on the beach and I've done some hard driving or like it has been getting warm, then I will just set it for like 2 or 3 minutes and just let the car cool itself down a little bit before completely switching off.
Yep. Does it have aircon?
It does.
Oh my God, this is amazing. All right, let's have a look under the bonnet. All right, it's rare to see 4-wheels with aircon, especially patrols.
All right.
The big dirty 5.6 litre Cummins Duramax twin turbo, twin supercharged TD.
Loves life.
Love it.
Yeah. Now, so I brought the car obviously with this engine. It's a TD42 Ti, black top. I've added a few things. Obviously, when I did the Stano, I added in the radius, airbox. I actually did have a dual battery system in this once upon a time, but once I put the Canopy on, I sort of just wanted the room. So it gets a bit tight in here. So I
Same, you copied me again. I had a dual battery in my engine made, but then I got a Canopy and I got the red arc and the red vision and I got rid of my battery in here.
Yeah.
She just copies me. You probably did it first again.
Yeah. So I haven't touched too much. This is actually sort of the next part of the build would be engine work. I mean, the upgrades I've done, it's got a 12mm performance 4x4. I can't talk.
4x4.
It's got a 12mm performance 4x4 pump. And it's got an 18G performance 4x4 turbo as well with the UR5 fan. But other than that, everything is kind of like stock internals.
Yep.
So it's pushing about 40 pounder boost and 240 horsepower.
Yep.
Back in the day, it's sort of I was chasing a bit power, but now that I've gone more of a touring setup, I think I'm actually going to detune it a little bit and chase more reliability. She's just hit 300,000, so I'm kind of just going to enjoy this motor while it lasts, and then maybe one day look at doing a conversion.
Do a fresh run or something. What's the intercooler on there? It is a top mount.
Yeah, it's just a top mount intercooler. It is just an eBay spec intercooler, but it seems to do the job. When I brought this car, like I was 19, I was on a budget, so I didn't spend too much money. Also, I didn't know as much as I do now, so now that I know a bit more, like I said, this engine is the next thing I'm working on, where I upgrade the intercooler and a few things like that. Yep.
Airbox, Radius Fab airbox, you can see that. Other than that, like I say, it's pretty standard in here. When
I get back home after this trip, do a few upgrades, put it back on the dyno, get it running a bit nicer. Things like that.
Cool, all right, last thing to look at is underneath the car, and then we'll take it for a run. Basically the same car, but it drives better than mine, that's the problem. Mine's just a bit trash, something's definitely loose. All right, we on? Oh, we're on. All right, we're gonna look at underneath, even though we can't see it. We'll talk about wheels, tires, lift, suspension, diffs, all that good stuff. So let's start with wheels and tires. They look like they've recently been changed because they were the bronze.
Yeah, I used to have the same,
same wheels.
You have the same wheels as I used to.
Oh, that's right, yeah, of course,
I used to have the fuel coverts in the bronze, but I recently changed to the ROH Assaults, which I've got on the 37-inch Toyota RTs, which, you know, sort of the hybrid of tires.
Yeah, not as aggressive, bit better for what you're doing.
Yeah, they do well off-road, but you don't have that like road noise on the highway and stuff like that, so they're really good in between. So yeah, that's pretty much the wheels, and then in terms of suspension, everything is superior. We've got the only thing that isn't superior is my coils. They're custom made by Calif Road. They're a 3-inch coil. But otherwise, everything else, I've got the 2.5 remote res and the 10.5-inch. I've got the long arm kit in the rear, heavy duty Superflex sway bars, all their arms, everything. There's nothing.
So what's it sitting at lift wise?
3-inch.
3-inch, yeah.
3-inch.
Same as mine. Got a big out. They said you got 37s, a bit bigger. Diffs, so you said lockers. What lockers are they?
Okay, so I have TRE air lockers.
Yep.
So they're sort of like the 4-pin style, the old ARB old school lockers, but they're just TRE. It's the new brand that's out. So I've run them for about a year now. They've been really good, just air lockers.
Yep.
So my diff centers are actually 4-1s.
Yep.
So now I run the 37s, which doesn't go well off-road, hence why I've added the reduction gears, which is 63% reduction gears.
Yep.
So, you know, it drives nice on the highway with the 4-1s and 37s. You know, I can sit about 110 and sitting about 2,000 RPM,
Yep.
which is nice.
Yep.
And then off-roading, adding the 63% reduction gears gives me the gearing that I need.
63% is like a rare one too. I think they get made to order.
Yeah, they're 85s, typically what people go, but I do a lot of beach driving, and 85s is even lower, so it's just useless on the beach.
No, 63 is good, that's what I had. Yeah.
Yeah.
What clutch is in there? Because you've got a bit more power. Did you change your clutch?
Yeah, so I got an Mpc Viper
Yep.
in there, so the 1,000 Newton meter one, I
Yep.
think it is.
Yep.
So I upgraded that about a year ago as well when I did my reduction gears.
And then exhaust, is that just straight through 3-inch?
Yeah, so it's just a 3-inch mean mother exhaust. I
Yep.
have got the muffler on it. I like to try and keep it as sort of legal as possible, in the sense like I don't like to draw the attention.
Under the radar.
I've had
with
my
your
years.
with your bronze wrap and your 37s, and you just sort out the exhaust.
We're going through engineering, it's all good. Yeah, no, I just like to keep it as simple as I can.
And then being a ute, it will already have what, a 90 litre and a 100 and what fuel tank in the back? 90 and 90?
It's got an 80 litre.
Yep.
I did have the sub, but I've actually removed it.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I want to try and fit more water in there as well, so I'm going to try and use that space where that sub was once.
Yep, because what was the water again with the tray? That
60.
was 60, yeah.
Yeah.
Could have a bit more. Sweet, all right. Give me the keys, I'm going for a drive.
Keys are in it.
That's the next thing, let's do it. All right, we're in the VGU. Familiar territory for me because this...
Straight through the lights to the T intersection and go left again.
Oh my God. Oh, clutch and steering's a bit heavier than mine, but that's okay. Big 37s. And everything else, the seats feel familiar, suspension feels familiar. The only difference is it's diesel, turbo diesel, and manual. I haven't had a manual for a while. One thing I noticed to mine, it's way less boaty. I don't know whether it's lighter up top or whether it's got stiffer sway bars, but it's definitely not, doesn't have as much body roll as mine, which is good. Was it straight through this one and then left? Pretty sure that's what she said. Trying to find a way around here. Find some bush. Whoa! It's got torque. Yeah, you can just soot people. This actually gets up and goes real quick. Like the turbo comes on fast, eh?
It's good. Normally it's better though. Like it's not actually properly tuned how it normally is.
You're saying it's not tuned, but it goes well. And it's not that noisy. Like you've got the muffler in, but even up front, the engine bay is not noisy. Like it's very smooth. Doesn't make a hit, like there's not heaps of induction noise, fan noise. I like it. Is there a bit of suction noise on that side?
Yeah.
You get a little bit, do you?
Yeah, we do.
Alright, we found a little off-road area now. This is where we're going to be doing the sprint. We're just trying to suss out a little spot, but there's a few potholes in this road. The superior shocks, bloody working men. We want to find somewhere to stage the cars up for a bit of a sprint. We did Bridget's last week, obviously, so now we're going to do Breeze GU, which has more power.
Look at that perfect thing.
Yeah, okay. All right, step it out. Right, we'll hand the keys back to Bree. It's going to be tricky because
the water can be done on my right just there, and I'm just looking
Tell her to give us 2 minutes.
road to do the sprint in.
Okay, great. Anyway, what I was saying, Bridget's obviously got an auto, but Bree has way more power. So let's see how she goes in the challenges. These two are going to just be at war all day. So.
Do you realise Bridget's is a manual?
Is it? No, I thought it was auto.
It's manual.
Oh,
you filmed it last week, bro. You should know this.
I know, I forget everything. All right, we're here with Bree, Vicky, brunette driven, not Bridget. The other one, the more patrol driving one, which means the more power, which means you're going to beat her.
I hope so. If I don't, then we've got problems.
We're going to start with the sprint. We found a back road, and you don't have, like, obviously, let's be honest, the only competition is Bridget. It's the only person you want to beat, right? And the rest.
Yeah, well, I've been dreaming of us hoping to beat the rest. But.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. So I've given you a slight advantage, a bit of a downhill, because the whole of Sydney is just pointing down, apparently. So you got more power, we'll see what happens, and then we'll do the rest of the challenges. So
let's do it.
Keen.
Bit of fog.
No, it's 91, 92, 91, 100. Right. Alrighty, yeah, do your little in-car that you're gonna race and blah, blah, blah.
All right. The time has come to put Bridget in.
Come on, Vicky. I need you to be better than me. I was so bad. Do it for the girls.
Do it for the girls.
Do it for the girls, come on.
No, the
Your
time
balls
has
are so
come.
big that you have to wear hoodies upside down.
Can I do my in-car?
Huh?
Can I do my in-car?
Yeah, sorry, go.
All right, the time has come to finally put Bridget in her place. I'll beat her at something once. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't have much talk. It's not really instant, so the launch will be a little bit soft.
I'll push you. I'll push you.
I'll need the push. All right, ready when you are, Sam?
All right, I don't know who I'm rooting for, the underdog or Breeze Patrol, but Bridget, that did last week, did like a 9-second run, which is pretty slow. So see how we go. In 3, 2, 1, go! She's like, do the brakes work?
I don't know. I went so quiet then. That felt kind of shit.
Faster, woohoo! 866. Should we tell her that she lost?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't look good to look at his face. He's scratching.
Oh no. You got a 966, you lost.
Bridget?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Ah, 866.
I was gonna say, as if.
You smoked her. Half a second, which is good.
Hell yeah.
So now we've got comfort and flex and economy. Well, she thinks she's gonna beat you on all of them, so let's prove her wrong.
Maybe economy.
Maybe
That's probably
economy.
the only shot she's got.
Yeah,
Oh,
2 and 2.
comfort, comfort baby.
So let's go do that next. All right, we're here for the comfort challenge. We want to put some water in. It's good you got water tanks. We'll turn it on. There we go. If you're wondering why Brie is wet,
Flashback.
how about we do this?
Just
I didn't mean to do that. It wasn't.
I dated just go.
Oh! That's what was meant to happen. Now we're gonna run out of water, Brie. Won't have enough.
That's enough. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. That's bullshit. That's more water.
You didn't want more water.
You didn't want more
We
water.
asked if you wanted to top it up.
So we found a very awesome track here. So we're not doing the exact 50 kilometers an hour because, well, you can tell it's quite bumpy. But if Brie doesn't get air, she's disqualified because Bridget did. So obviously we don't have our great setup with the suction cup because we're in Sydney, not home. So we've improvised. This cup's even different. So if you saw in Bridget's episode last week, we had to go and find something similar, which it is quite similar. It's tall and skinny, but it just doesn't have the numbers on it. So we're all gonna sit there and argue about what number it is. That's not even sticking. Why isn't it sticking? Because it's a wrap.
It's not wrapped. Incorrect information.
But it's not sticking. It's wet. Oh,
Do you want something sticky?
oh, wait. Oh. That's all right, just put, can I have that? I want a cruiser! Right, so we've got some cruiser in there, makes you go faster.
That was a good idea.
Whose car am I gonna sit in?
Everyone's.
That is the question.
Everyone doesn't leave.
Face planted. See ya! Bang! Yeah, at least I have more clothes to wear, so I'm not as wet, but whew, smell like cruiser.
All right, time for the comfort challenge. Wow, I look like a drum rat, so thanks, Sam. Oh, well, I guess slow and steady is the way to go, but apparently that's not allowed, so I guess we'll just put in second gear and see what happens.
Okay, you have to jump it. It's the rules. 3, 2, 1, go. She's off and racing!
You tell her to pick up pace.
Boots! There it is. Oh! That is, come on! Oh, you're less! She's less!
It's 69!
She's 69! Because you were right on that line, and that's about 68.
So what happens when you drive a boat?
Even though she went slow, 68%. Just beat Bridget. Oh, so sad. We're obviously filming this on the same day, but if you haven't seen it, watch last week's episode where we all get wet. Now, we're going back to the same spot that we did with Bridget's on the forklift for the flex. You can take her out on this one easy because IFS and this is coils. Ugh, easy. And then economy, which, so I reckon,
Yeah.
where are we at? So you won the drag,
Yeah.
you lost comfort, you'll probably win flex and lose economy. So yours are even. All right,
We'll see.
let's go find out how she goes in flex. Alrighty, we're here again. I've commandeered a forklift, so this is the same one we used on Bridget's last week. So we're gonna do the same thing, back wheel, and I think she got around 567. I don't know if the forklift will go high enough on this one. We're going up.
Ah, it's scary.
So terrible to do that.
Ah!
Slowly.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Your wheel's not off the ground yet. Do you want to win something, Bree?
Yeah, I do, but
Don't
I
be a
don't
bitch. Yeah, that's off. Turn the wheel. And we're gonna come down a bit.
Oh yeah, it's off, it's off. There we go.
All right, I'm gonna have to stay on the forklift.
Give me the tape.
The handbrake's no good. All right, so the bottom of the tire to the ground. That's good.
Hold the bottom. To this.
Put it on the ground, Bridget.
It is.
No, it's, what is it? 3 foot. Oh yeah, 930.
930.
930, that's good.
What's yours?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's see.
She just wants to beat all the patrols. I know a patrol, actually that is pretty good. I feel like even that
Considering I have
sleeper
sway
one.
bars, heavy duty, front and rear.
We had a guy who had triangulated triple coil shocky thingies, and he was 900 something. I think I only got like, I think it was like 780 or something. Maybe I was too scared. My back wheel came off the ground, but I have limiting straps. That's the reason for that. All right, last thing is economy. So we filled up at the start of the day. We'll fill up now and see what that is, and then we'll go to the leaderboard and see how this stacks up against Bridget's. This is the main reason, and everyone else. All right, good job, high five. Let's go have a shower because we're all sticky.
Yes.
Alrighty, so Bree did how many Ks?
93 Ks.
So 21.6
So what do I go, 21.6?
divided by 93. 23 litres per 100. 23.2. 23.2 litres per 100.
Thirsty.
Thirsty.
Thirsty girl.
The squid.
Squid, yeah.
Rightio guys, hello and welcome back to the Bendix Rig Rundown leaderboard. Now I've got a new camera at the moment, so hopefully I don't look too different, but it should be right. I use this really dodgy green screen. See, I'll show you for a sec, see? I'm like literally in my shed, but that's okay. Before we get started, at the start of this episode, we spoke about the Bendix brake kit. Now, unfortunately, brakes don't slow down my speaking, but they do slow down cars. So if you want to win your very own ultimate brake upgrade kit, jump on the Bendix Instagram page, just look for the photo of Bree's four-wheel drive, her Patrol, drop a comment in the comments on that photo telling the guys what car you've got, and they're going to pick a random winner to take home their very own Bendix ultimate brake kit, which is pretty badass. I run them in all my cars. So go and do that. I'll wait for your 5 seconds to come back. And we're back. Okay, we're gonna start with the sprint challenge. Now, so obviously we had Bridget last week and these guys are at battle each other. So from memory, she had like a 901, which was miles off the board. And Bree, well, she beat her with an 866, but still didn't make it on this leaderboard. So, I mean, that's a win for her in a sense. But going on to the comfort, this is where things get interesting. It was up for debate. I was very generous with Bridget's there. I think she got 70%, but Bree came in at 68% remaining, so she lost 2%, which is really a bee's dick. I mean, we could have just made that up, which we did. So there's a win and there's a loss compared to Bridget. Then we went on to the flex. Now, she absolutely smoked it, and I say she smoked it because she actually made it onto the leaderboard in the old Patrol with a canopy on. She got a 930mm flex, which is actually miles more than mine. So that's pretty good for a Patrol. It puts her 4th on the leaderboard. So that's good. She's on the board and smoked Bridget in that one again. So that's 2 wins and 1 loss. We're looking good. The last one though, bit of a shame this one. 23.2 litres per 100. The economy was trash. We call the thing Squid because it just soots everywhere. So that's 2 wins and 2 losses. They're basically even. So I want you guys to comment down below which car is your favourite. Was it Bridget's from last week in the Hilux or Bree's in this episode on this rig rundown? So if you want to check the cars out, go onto the Instagram and check it out, or Red Dirt Diary. But that's it for this week's rig rundown. We'll see you next time in a couple of weeks. I'm going to find some more cars, hopefully. If you're in Queensland, let me know because I don't know. I meant to have a few of these banked up, but I don't. So I need to find some sick cars. Something with some power. We want to see that. I'll see you in the next episode. Catch you later. Please click the button to your left if you want to go and check out the latest merchandise we have on our website. If you missed last week's episode, click down below to see it. And most importantly, on the far left, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.